up, everybody? It's your host, M.A. The Heat just beat the Bucks. We up 3-0 in the second round. Yes, you heard me correct. The Heat are up 3-0 on the MVP, on the best team in the East. We just beat them. Fear no dear, because the heat is on. Jimmy Buckets takes over in the fourth quarter. The Heat come back and win 115-100. The Heat are up 3-0. 3-0, everybody. Woo. Guys, what a night, what a night. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you for joining me. Like I said, it's your host, M.A. of the Heat Vlog Spot. And before we get started, if you can do me a favor, whatever you're listening on today, whatever you're watching, please, please, please follow, like, share, subscribe. Thank you very much. I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. Woo. Guys, 115-100. The Heat took care of business today. We put the fear in the deer. It's amazing, guys. Like, I can't believe we won, honestly. I thought we were going to lose. If you watched the game, then you know exactly what I mean. The whole time, it looked like we were going to lose. The referees were doing the same thing. Any little thing we did to the Bucks, it was a foul. Giannis was having his way. He was looking dominant, even though he tweaked himself a little bit there. He looks like he got injured a little bit. Let's see what happens. But anyways, he's still being dominant, still got his points, and it's a rough night for the Heat to the point where we're not stopping anybody. And you know, I'm drinking my wine, and I'm chilling, and I'm just watching this game, and I'm thinking, oh no, we're not gonna win. Like, and part of me was like, maybe we're not. You know, we got to give the Bucks some credit. They're the number one seed. You know, give them some credit. And I guess they deserve one, right? They deserve one. And they were playing like they wanted it, honestly. Like, that's another reason why, because the Bucks look like they just wanted it more than the Heat at moments, definitely early on in the game. They just look like they wanted it more than us. But not this time, because the Heat were just buying their time. And they bought their time with three-point shooting. And then they took advantage of their time with Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler took advantage of the time. It's amazing what kind of superstars we see in Jimmy Butler and in the playoffs. Because this is different Jimmy Butler. We did not see this kind of Jimmy Butler all season. This is a different Jimmy Butler. This is the one you saw in the Sixers' last playoffs against the Raptors when they gave him the ball and said, "Here, you do your thing." And he's picking his moments with us. And it's amazing to watch because he's orchestrating some great moments in his career. It's amazing. D-Wade type moments. Like, it definitely reminds me of Dwayne Wade. Honestly, he's becoming the embodiment of my favorite Heat player. He might become, if he stays with the Heat these next couple of years, and let's say we win the champ this year, and we win maybe win another championship, or we go make some multiple finals appearances. This guy might end up being, Jimmy Butler might end up being my favorite player of all time in a Heat uniform and everything, just all time. Because he has the same attitude, he has the same strength, the same demeanor as Alonzo Mourning, which made me, you know, be a fan of Alonzo. That's what gravitated me towards Alonzo Mourning. That's why he's still my favorite Heat player of all time, you know. And then Dwayne Wade, his clutch moments, his championship pedigree, his superstardom, how he can take over games. Jimmy Butler has that too, and you just mix up both, and you know, you mix up the D Wade of that, and you mix up the Alonzo Mourning of that, and you got Jimmy Butler, and he's like, Jesus Christ! I only wish he would have started his career with us. I only wish we didn't draft Norris Cole, and we would have drafted Jimmy Butler instead. Oh man, like, this guy embodies Heat basketball, Heat culture to the fullest. And it's amazing to watch. It definitely is. And it's amazing to watch how he elevates his teammates in these moments as well. How he gives so much confidence to his teammates when they see him take over games and have his moments. You can see they just all get up another level, a second wind, or whatever you want to call it, they're just in that zone with him, and I honestly think we can ride this pretty far in this playoffs. And like I know I definitely said this before the playoffs started, during our previews and everything, and during the bubble restart, like the teams who are gonna go far in this are the ones that are ready. And now I'm starting to notice that the teams who can get to finish their playoff series the earliest and can get rest are going to go far too. Look at the Clippers versus the Nuggets. The Nuggets look tired, fatigued. They just had a game 7 a couple days ago. And then they had to play the Clippers, who are stacked. And the Clippers just overpowered them. And it looks like that's the kind of luck, that's the kind of stuff that's going to happen to the teams who ever come to go to the finals. And right now, what we saw with the Celtics and Raptors yesterday, the Raptors did not go down 3-0. They have a chance to tie it. Honestly, I think that series will go 6 to 7 games. And if we finish the Bucks in 4 games, which looks highly likely right now, the Heat smell blood. We put the knife in the deer, but we haven't killed it yet. You know what I mean? I don't know if you guys seen deer hunting or stuff like that, but basically, we shot an arrow at it in the first game. We pierced it in the second game. This third game, which is tonight, we put the knife in it because we see it just crying. And then I think the fourth game, we're just gonna say goodnight. And that's it. We're gonna have some venison. Because let's say we end in 4 games, Celtics, Raptors last to 7 or 6 games, we get a lot of rest. Iggy turned his ankle, even though he played tonight. He turned his ankle, and he's a little older, so we got to make sure he's okay. Dragic is a little older too. We got to make sure he's okay. Jimmy is getting beat up. Like, even though he's playing great, I know he's getting beat up though. He's on the floor 24/7. You know, especially when he gets fouled, he's on the floor. And we just got to make sure that we get ready. KO was out today. And KO was sorely missed. I never thought in a million years I'd miss KO this much. Myers Leonard made me miss KO a lot. Maybe too much. I don't know how Myers Leonard started for us this whole time. I really don't. It's mind-boggling the way he played today. I was expecting better. He missed a 3 disgustingly. Didn't hit nowhere near the rim. I don't know what he was looking at. And he was getting demolished by Brook Lopez or whoever was in front of him. And I don't know, guys. I don't see Myers Leonard coming back next year unless there's some renaissance game within this playoff race, whatever happens. But right now, he's not bringing it. And it's clear why KO gets the minutes. Because KO is just bringing everything. He may not be consistent, but he's going at it 100% all day. And he has intangibles. Sorely missed KO. So, either way, guys, 115 to 100 though, guys. I want to get into the game. I want to talk about it. And I'm probably going to speed it up. This episode won't be that long because quarters 1 through 3 are just the same thing. We didn't win quarters 1 through 3. We were always, after each quarter ended, we were on the losing end. And it kept growing and growing after each quarter almost, pretty much. So going to the fourth quarter, it was just, I didn't have any hope, really. Like, I was like, oh, well, we've been shooting threes really well. Hopefully the threes get us back in the game, which did. Honestly, that's a part of the reason why we got back in the game. We just had a great three-point shooting night on a night that the first 3 quarters, everything was going right for the Bucks. The only thing that was going right for us was 3-pointers. That was the only thing. We weren't getting to the free throw line. The Bucks were getting their calls, so they got to the free throw line. They were getting shots in the paint. They were getting shots in the 3-point line. They weren't shooting at a high volume, but any shot they got, they pretty much was going in. You know, they were playing pretty well. Honestly, I was like, wow. Like and in the fourth quarter we explode. Let's see. In the third quarter, at the end of the third quarter, the score was 75 to 87 Bucks. 75 to 87. The game ends 115 to 100. The Bucks only scored 13 points in the fourth quarter after scoring 87 points between 3 quarters before that. The Heat end up scoring 115 in the end, and up to that point they only had 75 points. That's 40 points. Jesus, that's championship playing. The Heat just play like champions. Do you guys remember the LeBron Wade years and Bosch years? If you guys remember those games really, like, yes, we were dominant and we won 2 championships and we went to 4 finals. But man, a lot of games, especially the games against good teams, like the Pacers series and whatever, the Celtics series, any series you want to think about. Usually, most of the time, we will be losing or we'll be like back and forth through 3 quarters. And you'll get a sense like, I don't know if we're going to win this. Like, we'll see what happens. And then one of our superstars or all of our superstars or whatever the case may be, LeBron most of the time, will just take over the game and will it and ensure we got the win. And that was the difference of the Heat versus any other team, is that we had superstars that can will the game to anything. And that's what we did tonight. Like, honestly, we were going against a team with the MVP, and every analyst keeps saying that he's going to win MVP again. So this guy's the back-to-back MVP of the league. Jimmy Butler is whooping the ass of fucking Giannis, the back-to-back MVP of the NBA. He is taking him to school, taking him to anything. Like, if Giannis has the ball and Jimmy gets on him, Jimmy's locking him down. Jimmy's like, nope, you're not trying. Of course, Giannis gets his moments because he's just athletic and big and whatever the case may be. But most of the time, Jimmy is stopping him. And then on the other end, Jimmy's getting most of his way. Jimmy's getting the calls. Jimmy's fighting for it. Jimmy's getting the shots. Hit 2 big threes. Taking over fourth quarters. Giannis hasn't taken over a fourth quarter this whole series. That's why they're down 3-0 too. There's no closer on that team. The Heat, they knew if they got the score down to a couple digits within 6 minutes left of this game, all they have to do is close the game, because they know the Bucks have no closer whatsoever, and that's something they're gonna have to figure out. But Middleton can't close. The guy had a great game through the first 3 quarters. I mean, Middleton was killing me. I was like, and I hate Middleton. I don't think he's a good player at all. People who know me, I know that I just talk a bunch of ish and shit about this dude, and I'm just like, fuck him, because I just think he does the same thing, and he does do the same thing over and over again. Just a little 1, 2, 3 shot and this and that, and then he gets lucky with some cuts, and then he'll be open for a 3 because the ball movement of the Bucks is really good, and then he hits a 3, but he was hitting everything on a night that most of the playoffs he's been, missing a lot of shots. He was hitting a lot of them up into the fourth quarter. But I was like, damn, this guy's playing well. But it didn't fucking matter. Like, what a difference having Jimmy Butler is. A true superstar, a true person that can take over the game and just will the team to win. On a night that everything was going wrong, and then just flip the script for 1 quarter, for 12 minutes. The last most important 12 minutes. Flip the script and take over. That's what you need. Like, he was doing Kawhi Leonard type stuff. If you remember Kawhi Leonard last year, and even this year, taking over. That's what superstars do. They take over when they know they need to. He did it the other night too, game 2. Hit the 2 free throws. This guy is amazing, and it's amazing to see that so many teams passed on him, and just because of his personality. Personality is a little out there, a little different, but perfect for the Heat culture. So, fuck it. Like, and I gotta shout out to Jay Crowder. Wow. I mean, in the Indy series, I was giving him a lot of props, and I haven't really given props this series. But it's because he's been so consistent that I feel like, it's just like normal to expect him to be so great at what he's doing. He's hitting threes at a high clip. He's shooting with confidence. But more important than that, he's just playing great defense all around. And the ball movement, He's taking the shots he takes, the 3-point shots he takes are smart 3-point shots. And he gets a lot of them because he knows which ones to take. But a lot of those shots too that he passes, those passes end up assists. He got 5 assists today. Yeah, 5 assists. That's Jay Crowder. 5 assists. And those are like hockey pass assists. Like he got the ball and then boom, 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 and then he did a pass and there it is. That's just IQ. That's just playing smart. And that's just Spo's system working for everybody, creating opportunities for everybody in this team. Amazing. Amazing. I mean, honestly, guys, you know what? I'm not even going to go and do my quarter-to-quarter breakdown for this episode. Just, I'm going to glance through it because, honestly, the first 3 quarters, we're losing the rebound battle. I'm just going to look at the third quarter stats because referees, all you need to know, if you haven't watched the game, first 3 quarters, referees are loving the Bucks. It's looking at the same bullshit stuff is going on, ticky-tacky fouls, boom, boom, they get a little touch, oh, they go to the line, they got to the bonus early, they're getting Bam in foul trouble early. They're just doing all the stupid shit that the Bucks do, and the refs are allowing it. And again, it looked like the NBA was trying to help the Bucks get a W and, stop this freaking series, stopping their MVP to being out 4-0 in the second round. When they've been hyping up the Bucks versus whatever LA team in the finals for months. And guess who just fucking ruined the party? The Heat did. They're like the bad boy Pistons. I'm telling you, I feel like the Heat are the new Pistons. Bad boy Pistons and 04 Pistons that won the championship. That was more of a team. Chauncey Billups was the finals MVP because he had like big moments and big shots and whatever. And that's what kind of like Jimmy Butler's doing. Like, I really do think that this team is the closest thing to the 04. We're the new modern NBA 04 Pistons. Great coaching, great team, great bench, great ball movement, great defense. Like 100% the Pistons had great defense. That's why they stopped that Lakers team. That's why they stopped every team coming through. And that's what we're doing. We're just stopping every team coming through. I think the East, we can definitely take the East now. Especially the Celtics. If we get the Celtics in the second round, I can see us beating the Celtics very easily because of our defense right now. I think our defense will be elite compared to that team. And they lost Hayward, so that helps us out. Where Toronto, I'm still scared of their size. At the end of the day, size still matters. As you can see, size still bothers us. Lopez still went off in this game. Lopez ends up with 22 points. The bigs that can play still beat us up. And that's a little bit because of our scheme. We let them take over. They're shooting outside. But if you have enough big guys that can shoot, like the Raptors, Siakam, Gasol, Ibaka, not just a Lopez, then you have more firepower against our defense. And that scares me. So, but whatever. Going back to the game, we're losing the rebound battle. They had 4 more rebounds. They had more offensive rebounds than us. They were shooting better than us, 47% to our 41%. The only thing we had going was our 3-point shooting with 39%. We had 15 3-pointers by the end of the third quarter. They had 11 3-pointers for 34%. See, that's what saved us. Oh, another huge thing that saved us was free throw shooting from both teams being bad. Look, I mean, we probably didn't need a fourth quarter comeback this good, this well, whatever the right term is, in a sense, if we were shooting free throws well. By the third quarter, we were 10 of 15. That's 5 free throws. We ended that quarter being down 12. We hit all those free throws, we're only down 7. Like, come on. They were 14 of 19 at the line, 73%. Come on. Come on, guys. Like, you gotta take control of the game. And luckily, though, the 3-point shooting kept us in control. Like I just said the stats. If you read those stats, everything was leading to a Bucks win. Up by 12, controlling the rebounding, getting more offensive rebounds. It shows they were hustling more, shooting better from the field. They were dominating in the paint. I don't have how many points in the paint they had, but they were dominating the paint. All three of their players were playing. Of their top three players are playing well. Middleton had 18. Giannis had 17. Lopez had 22 by this point. I mean, they were all playing well. At this point, the Heat had multiple people in double figures again, showing that as a unit, we can get the job done. It's not led by one player. And I think in this playoffs, in the bubble playoffs, where the games are every other day, and and the next man up has to be ready to take over a game because the other guy might be tired and he can't produce as much as he wants to due to fatigue. The next man got to be up, and that's luckily what we have in this team. We can spread the wealth amongst a multitude of them that all have potential to go off any night. So more fuel to the fire, more fuel to the fire, guys. At this point, Butler had 13 points. He's about to end with 30 points. But at end of three quarters, he had only 13 points. That means he has a 17-point fourth quarter. Just goes off. Jay, 12 points on 3-pointers only. He only scored 3-pointers into his free throws in the fourth quarter. Guy was huge. Just huge. Huge all night. Bam, 10 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists by the third quarter. Dragic, 12 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals. Hero, 10 points, 7 rebounds. Tyler Hero, 7 rebounds by the end of the third quarter. He ends up with 8 rebounds. He gets 1 more in the fourth quarter. The kid is that good. Guys, he is good. He's only going to get better. Untouchable. He's untouchable. I have to say, he's untouchable. So, that's just me. And then, now I'm just going to go to the fourth quarter, because the fourth quarter is the best part. That was all of the first 3 quarters, basically. Bucks were doing better in rebounding. Bucks were shooting better in the paint. The Heat were shooting better 3-pointers, keeping us in the game. Bucks were getting their calls. Luckily, they were missing their free throws. On a night that we missed our free throws, they were missing their free throws. So luck for us. 3-pointers keep us in. Whatever. The score is 75-87 Bucks after 3. Damn. 75-87. All right. And then the only thing I want to say again is Myles Leonard in the second quarter sucked. I mean, I hope if he's listening, dude, I think he just tried too hard. You just have to just play in the moment, feel the rhythm, feel the vibe that's going on. I was about to do the cool runnings thing, but just stay in motion, stay in the rhythm of the game, and I think everything will come to you. Just focus on rebounding, focus on stopping defense, and on the offense, take the shots you really feel confident in. Do not heave it if you don't need to. Do not. All right, fourth quarter. The Heat just turns on. I don't know what happened. I don't know who said who to what, but the Heat just turned it up on defense, stopping everybody, stopping Giannis, stopping Middleton, stopping Lopez, stopping Bledsoe. Everybody just gets stopped. And it was a team unit. Bam is all over the place, jumping for rebounds. Jimmy is getting deflections and stopping one-on-one balls. Hero is doing his stuff. I mean, it was Crowder 100% playing great defense. And on the other end, it was just creating great offense and great 3-point shooting. Ball movement, getting there. We had 17 3-pointers by 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter. 17 3-pointers. That was the Heat record. That's the Heat playoff record. We actually end up breaking that record because we scored 18 3-pointers in this game. So we set a new playoff record in the game for 3-pointers as a team with 18. And that cuts down the deficit to 4. So now it's 87-91 with 8 minutes left. And within 4 minutes, the Heat flipped the script, allowed the Bucks to only score 4 points, and we get 87 points. We scored 12 points to their 4 points. We start with a 12-4 run. Just dominating. And it was Jimmy Butler starting the fire. Bam keep running the engine, and everybody else pitching in when they had to. 100%. And that's pretty much the whole fourth quarter. Jimmy takes over. Bam's the engine, making sure everyone stays in line. Everyone sprinkle in and do their job. Boom. Fourth quarter, Jimmy takes over. 17 points in the fourth quarter. superstar. Only had 13 points by that time. He didn't look very confident, going in there really, really, he wasn't shooting that great, but he didn't care. He did not care. The look in his eye showed you just knew by looking at him that he was taking over the game. That no matter who was going to be in front of him, he was going to get what he wanted. And that's plain and simple. And that's exactly what happened. He just took everything. He made the Bucks look like little kids. Honestly, he made them look like Bambis out there. Like the whole time, the Bucks are being big and playing strong and being the Bucks and like, oh yeah, we're doing this. We're going at you, and they're dunking and then they're hitting threes, and Giannis is like screaming after his dunks and stuff, and everyone's and the Bucks bench is going crazy. But fuck it, the Heat just said fuck you guys and just turn them to babies. They got so quiet on the Bucks end. Like honestly, they were only loud when we were shooting free throws. When Jimmy was shooting free throws, you'll hear a woo or some shit like that. But they were quiet the whole fourth quarter, and the Heat just told them shut the fuck up. Pretty much, they just shut them down. Bam was perfect as an engine. Finished strong plays from great passes from Jimmy, playing great defense, getting all the rebounds. Ends up finishing with 16 rebounds. Oh, definitely on offense. He was creating offensive rebounds with his box outs. I mean, Jimmy started it though. I'll tell you that. Jimmy missed a 3-point shot early in the fourth quarter, ran after his own rebound, got it, went right back up with it. And it was crazy springs on his shoes or something because he went right back up with it. Gets fouled, goes to the line. And that was really the start of this whole thing. That's when you really knew the whole team was in line. And after that, Bam was getting every rebound because he knew if Jimmy is getting his own rebound from the 3-point line, he can't let Jimmy out rebound him. So Bam took over on rebounds right after that. The game is close with like 4 minutes left, but like in a blink of an eye, our defense, our shooting, and our timely shots and everything, we get up by like 7 points with a minute left. It was so crazy how fast it happened because a blink of an eye, we're up by 1, and then all of a sudden we're up by 7, 107, 100 to 100. And you're just like, what? And it was all just great defense, great passing, free throw shooting to control the pace, and hitting timely threes. Jay Crowder hit a huge 3. That was when we went up 7. And it was just a blink of an eye. Boom, the ball movement, a pass from Jimmy. I'm pretty sure that pass from Jimmy was supposed to go to Bam, but it kind of went under Bam's hands. And luckily, Jay was behind him on the 3-point line. He catches it perfect in his pocket and then just throws it. Boom, hits the 3. And that was for him to get 15 points in the game. That was his 5th 3 of the game. 5 of 11, shot 45% from 3. I mean, this whole series, I would say Jay Crowder's our Duncan Robinson. Because Duncan Robinson only had 6 points. He was 2 of 8 from the field. And he hasn't had a great series or a great playoffs. And then by any stretch, he only had 1 good game, I think, against the Pacers. And I gotta say that's because he's got respect now. Like, I'm not hating on Duncan because he's really out there to create space and to be a distraction and to take the eyes away from our other players, to let them create if they need to. And luckily, the other players like Dragic, Jimmy, and Hero are taking it over tonight. Taking over. But Duncan, unfortunately, just isn't making any shots. But Jay Crowder is Jay Crowder's just doing this off catch and shoots. Like, he's not creating these 3-point shots. It's just coming to him. He's taking what the defense is giving him, and he's eating it, and he's taking advantage of it. While Duncan, he has to move around to get free because they're stuck to his hip. Like, they're glued to his hip. Boom. Anyways, we end up winning because it ends up becoming a free throw battle. They kept fouling us. We hit our free throws. Boom. 115 to 100. Game over. And, I mean, the Bucks just look shocked. Because you can tell for what? 32 minutes? Whatever the case may be. They were just on another level. 36 minutes. For 36 minutes of the game, they just felt like they had the game in their pocket. That they just needed to win the fourth quarter and they were in. And a lot of people felt like that, I bet. I mean, I felt like that. I thought it was almost over. And then we win, And that the Bucks look was just like, Jesus Christ, like, I think we suck. Like, they're just that much better than us. And I think it's true. Like, we're just that much better than them. We're we're that much better coached than them. Spo is 100 times better than Budenholzer. Damn, that guy's name's weird. And Budenholzer looks like he looks scared. It looks like he's scared for his job. Honestly, he looked like he could get fired tomorrow. He just didn't look right, and I think the team felt it. And especially in that last minute when we were up 107-100, the Bucks' body language was just dead. They looked like they knew they were gonna lose, and they just wanted the game to be over. They were just waiting for the game to be over. And Bud calls a timeout for them. And all of them are just like, why the fuck did you call a timeout? Like, I just want this game to be over by this time. So, with all that, I think this next game, I don't think it's going to be that tough. Honestly, 100%. I think it's going to be one of our easiest games. We're just going to win. Simple. 1, 2, 3. Nothing. And I think they'll bring their best in the first half. I think they'll try to win the first half. If they win the first half, they'll keep coming the second half. But I think if we win that first half by a good amount, at least 10 points, if we're up by 10 points by the end of the second quarter, I think that the second half will be breezy. By the fourth quarter, we'll have our bench in, and we'll be celebrating an Eastern Conference Finals appearance. So, I right now, like I said, I think we have the knife and the deer, and it's breathing for life. We haven't taken it yet. And game 4, I think that's it. We're just gonna end the Bucks' life and send them home, and we continue. And then we wait for our next opponent within the Celtics and Raptors. But damn, like, I mean, you couldn't tell me this was gonna happen. I thought 6 games at least this series. I thought for sure they'll win 2 games against us. I didn't think they were gonna be this bad. But it just shows that the team we built. I mean. Take that away. The team that Pat Riley and Spo built is so engineered, so finely that it was not even. I bet it wasn't even created to beat the Bucks. It's not even created to beat the Bucks at all. It's just created to play Heat basketball. But Heat basketball is so well crafted or whatever, just well crafted that it just dismantled the Bucks and their number one team and their number one defense and their number one offense and their MVP. Just our regular Heat basketball scheme destroyed the Bucks, the number one team, to a 3-0 deficit on the verge of losing in the second round to the 5th seed. The team with the best record for the whole year, the number one team in the East, the number one team in the NBA, on defense and offense, one of the fastest teams, is losing to the Heat. Give it up to Spo and Riley, the Godfather. Oof. All right, guys. Next game is Sunday, 3:30 on ABC. Make sure you have a barbecue. Make sure you have venison. Get some deer in there. Make sure you bring some good juju. Because we're going to win. I sense it. The Heat are going to win. And we just got to win that first half. And we'll take it. I don't think the Bucks are going to... They look dismantled. They don't look right. Giannis looks hurt now. They have no confidence. They played less players. Kyle Korver only played 5 minutes. Pat Connaughton didn't even play. So they're shortening their rotation. So that means they're scared. They're just going to try to play their best players against us. Their best players couldn't even take us out tonight. They couldn't even make it a contest where we end up winning by 15 points and blowing them out in the fourth quarter. I mean, guys, that's it. We smell blood. And we got the knife in there, and that's it. So Sunday, 3:30, watch. Wear your black gear. Make sure you're representing the Heat. Make sure you're proud and loud, because we're about to make another Eastern Conference appearance and to make a battle for this NBA championship. So get excited. You're coming. Coming quick. Alright, guys. That's your host. I'm MA. And this has been one of my favorite episodes, probably, just because of the magnitude of this game. Thank you guys for listening. I appreciate it. Again, whatever you're listening on, please Follow, like, subscribe, share, all that good stuff. It helps, and I appreciate it. Good night, guys. Sunday, 3:30. Let's go. Peace.